Hey guys, so today I just wanted to do a little bit of a get ready with me. I just wanted to sit down and chat and kind of catch up with you guys. I've got some life updates to share, and I figured I'd put on some makeup while I share them. So I was realizing I don't think I've ever done a life update video in the history of my channel, and I just think it's kind of a rite of passage, you know? All YouTubers at some point make some sort of life update video, right? And I don't know if I've ever done one, maybe a long time ago, but anyway, if there was ever a time to do a life update video, it is now, because I do have some updates, and they're all positive things. It's all really positive things, and I feel like I'm just in a really good place right now, and I just wanted to share them because I feel like, you know, why not? It does impact my channel in some ways. So going in with my CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk today. And for sunscreen, I have on the Kinship Self Reflect, which is it's my favorite right now. I guess I'll just go ahead and come out with the big news. It might already be in the title, so you might already know. But I quit my job. Yeah, I did. About a month ago now. It has been a little over a month actually since my last day. I actually made that decision like at the beginning of July, and I was debating whether I wanted to share that, if I wanted to share that at all, but I decided I would go ahead and share it because, I don't know, I just feel like it. So there's been this kind of, what are they calling it, like the Great Recession?
The Great Resignation, I meant, not the Great Recession.
Happening right now. A lot of people are quitting their jobs and either finding new work or finding ways to be self-employed, that sort of thing. Just this year has brought so many changes, and people have had so much time to like sit and reflect on their lives, and it makes sense that people are kind of at this point where they're reevaluating things and rearranging their lives to make them happier or more fulfilling. So I guess a little bit of backstory. I was at that job for 4 years, and it was my first job out of college. So I started it when I was 22. I'm now 26. And it was a really great experience for me. It was a startup nonprofit. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I had really great coworkers who were very, very supportive. It was a very small team, and I'm very, very grateful for that job. But ultimately, I think over the 4 years that I was there, I kind of just learned more about myself. You know, being out of college, you learn a lot once you're out there in the adult world, and I eventually just kind of came to the realization that I didn't really want to be in that industry. I had gotten quite burnt out over the course of the last year, as I know a lot of people have also been feeling that way about their jobs, and I was just kind of ready to close that chapter. I mean, 4 years is a long time to be at a job, especially when you're in your 20s, and yeah, I was just ready to move on. I'm gonna go in with the Undone Conceal to Reveal palette. It's a concealer. I think I really like this. I think I do. I knew that I would eventually leave that job. I just didn't know exactly when. And earlier in July, I was just kind of feeling this push. I don't know if it was my intuition or, you know, the universe, however you want to think about it, but I just felt like it was time for me to move on. I felt so just at peace and free after making that choice, and that was what told me like I made the right decision, you know. If I feel this good having taken this step for myself, I think that means I made the right choice. So feeling really good about that. The reason why I wasn't sure like how and if I wanted to share this information on my channel was mainly just because I don't really know like what the next step is going to be for me. I don't know what the next chapter will bring. The next 6 months to a year are kind of up in the air. I don't really know. Currently though, YouTube is my job. This is what I'm putting all of my energy and working hours into at the moment, which has been so much fun. So much fun. I've shared a few times, so I feel like it's no secret. My ultimate dream would be to be able to do YouTube full-time as my full-time job. I just think having, you know, full creative freedom over my job and being able to be my own boss is the ultimate dream come true for me. It has been so nice to just have this freedom right now to, I don't know, just explore YouTube as a job and, you know, see where that takes me. And I have no idea like what the next few months or a year, 2 years, whatever, will hold for me as far as a job. Like, I may get a second job, I may get a part-time job, I may get another full-time job. I have no idea. Maybe YouTube will be my only job forever. Probably not, though. Yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just seeing what happens, seeing where YouTube takes me, and I'm having a ton of fun. So, you know, you may have noticed a slight uptick in uploads from me. So as far as, you know, what does this mean for my channel and all of that? So for the last month, since, you know, all of this transition has been happening, I kind of ditched my original upload schedule, which was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and now I'm just gonna say I upload 3 or more videos a week. And, you know, hopefully I'm aiming for like 4 to 5 videos a week now that I have the time to devote to it. I'm hoping to get back to an upload schedule because that just works well for me. I like having a set, structured routine to stick to. That way I can just feel a little bit more accountable. So hopefully I can announce soon like an actual upload schedule, like I upload these days. But for now, it's just kind of 3 to 5 videos a week. So it's just been so nice to have this extra time to devote to my channel that I didn't have before. Like, for example, I started a second channel. That was something I'd wanted to do for a long time, but it just wasn't something I had the time for when I had my full-time job. And I've got all sorts of other like ideas and things I want to do. I'm thinking about starting a Patreon. Is that something that you guys would be interested in? I know there's also like the YouTube membership thing, but I was looking into both because the YouTube memberships thing, it runs very similarly to Patreon, except that it's housed here on YouTube, which is nice because then it's all in one place. But the thing is, YouTube memberships takes like 30% of your earnings, whereas Patreon only takes like maybe 10 to 15%. They take out much less, so you actually get to take home more of your earnings if you do it through Patreon. But then there's the downside of that being like a separate platform. So I would love to hear any feedback that you have, and also any feedback that you have on like what kind of things you would want to see on there, like what sort of rewards or whatever you call them would you want for the different tiers. I'm thinking things like, you know, bonus videos, maybe bonus vlogs, a live stream, maybe a monthly live stream. I know some people do like a book club or like a monthly Zoom call. Anyway, I'm kind of brainstorming, and I would love to hear, since obviously it would be for you guys, I would love to know, you know, how I could best set that up. And I'm sure it would be kind of a work in progress. I'm thinking maybe I'd have like early access to certain videos, probably not to every single video, but like maybe you get early access to my monthly Project Pan update. Would you like that? I don't know. Let me know. I'd love to hear what you think. But that is in the works. Yeah, and just to be clear, like the Patreon thing, it wouldn't be taking anything away from my existing channel. You'd still be getting the same number of videos that you get from me every week. It would just be something extra for anybody that does want even more bonus content, even more like perks, I guess, if you will. And also you'd be able to be supporting me and my channel. And it's honestly a win-win for everyone, because that way I have more resources to invest back into my channel. It's really a win-win. So really excited about that. That foundation looks so good. The CoverGirl Skin Milk, man. Also, I have a really exciting Project Pan update coming in a few days. Wow. So for my eyeshadow, I'm going to use my Norvina palette and also my bonus singles for my 1 month 1 palette, because I only have a couple more days of this 1 month 1 palette challenge, and there are a few shades that I have not used 3 times yet. And those shades are Rose Gold, which is funny because this is my favorite shade in the palette, but for some reason I have only used it twice so far. I kind of almost don't want to hit pan on it because I like that shade so much, but I think I'm close to hitting pan on it. Celestial and Drama. Those are the 3 shades that I have not yet used thrice. And all 4 of these bonus singles I've only used twice so far. So I'm going to use some combination of those. This is probably going to end up being a rather purple look today. Let's start out the crease with Howlin' here, which is this matte lavender shade. All right, I'm going to go in with the shade Soul here, which is this like grayish periwinkle shade. I think that's everything I wanted to say about that. I do have one other small update totally unrelated to that, but that I have been meaning to share as well. I went off of the acne medication that I was on, spironolactone. It's kind of a funny story. Basically, I had started having a side effect really literally within a couple of weeks after I posted my video about my experience on the medication and my amazing results and how happy I was with the medication. Literally a couple weeks later, I ended up having to go off of it, and such a bummer because I was really happy with the results that I was getting, but I started having random pains in my right kidney area, which I've never really had kidney issues in the past, so I didn't really know what that was all about. So I called my dermatologist's office and asked them what I should do, and they ordered a blood test it was a basic metabolic panel, I believe, which kind of tests your kidney function and a few other things. And everything on that was normal except I had slightly elevated calcium, and they told me to pause the medication in the meantime. So stopped taking it and met with my primary care doctor, and he seemed to think that it was benign, but he did order a few more tests. And since I stopped taking the medication, the first couple days after, I was still having the pains, but then they really tapered off and I haven't had any since. But he ordered a few more tests, a bunch of blood tests actually, and all of them came back normal, including my calcium was back in a normal range. So anyway, I'm not really sure what's next, if I will be going back on it or not. But basically, my plan for now, I'm also using topical tretinoin, and I had been using it every other night, but I bumped it up to every night in hopes that that would kind of maybe compensate for going off of the other medication. And so far it's been okay. I'm having a few little breakouts, you might be able to see here and here and here. Really minor though, they're not cystic or painful or anything. And so far it's nowhere near as bad as it was before I went on these different medications. So I'm hoping that it'll stay under control with just the tretinoin and that I won't have to go back on Spiro at all, but I'm not sure yet. My plan for now is to just kind of wait and see, and if it does get, to the point where I want to consider going back on that medication, I will probably make a dermatologist appointment for that, but hopefully I won't have to at all, because I'd prefer not to have to be on a medication if I don't need to be. And now that I've been on Tret for 4 months now, that's a long enough time for it to start showing some results. And so hopefully that'll be enough for me. But I just thought it was kind of ironic that I had just posted that video kind of going over my whole acne journey and how I cleared up my acne with Spiro, and then within a couple weeks I had to go off of it, which I totally didn't expect because I was really happy with it. I'd had almost no side effects other than positive ones. My hair started growing in like crazy. Not sure what it'll mean for the hair growth, but I guess time will tell. Alright, I'm going to take some of Prowlin, which is the shimmery light purple. Just going to put that in my inner third of my eye to open it up a bit. I'm going to take Soul on my lower lash line. Did you guys see that this palette is going to be half off in the 21 Days of Beauty sale? I think it's on September 17th. I feel like this is such an underrated palette. You don't usually hear people talking about it as one of their favorite ABH palettes, but in my humble opinion, it is the best ABH palette. I actually want to do a navy eyeliner. I think that'll be really pretty with this purpley kind of look. This is the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus liner in Midnight Blue. Oh, also, I do have a new foster cat right now. His name is Ash, and he is adorable. He is a 3-month-old kitten, and I'm actually vlogging the experience of fostering him. So that'll be up on my second channel, shameless plug, Sarah Rose Vlogs, check it out. I think we just hit 500 subscribers, which is so exciting. It's basically like a catch-all place for random content that doesn't fit on this channel. So vlogs, grocery hauls, cooking videos, cat content. I also have a day in the life of my cats video that I'm still editing, but that'll probably be the next video that goes up if it's not already up, so stay tuned for that as well. For mascara, I'm using my Ilia Fullest Volumizing Mascara. I will have a review on this in my upcoming speed reviews video, which again should be up within the next week. This brush is so big that I'm always making a huge mess on my eyelid. Then on the bottom lashes, I'm using the Undone Indie Lash. I'm kind of feeling a light cool tone nude to go with this. I'm going to wear my E.L.F. Seriously Satin Lipstick in cream. And then I'm going to top that with the Lip Plumping Gloss in Pink Cosmo. Alright, so there is the final look. I really like how this kind of soft purple look turned out. I know I'm always saying I don't really like purple eyeshadow, but this did turn out really pretty. I do like the final result, and I've just been having so much fun with this palette this month. Such a good one. I think I've fallen even more in love with it than I already was. So thanks for sticking around all the way to the end. I know this is probably kind of a longer video, so if you did make it to the end, you're awesome. But I just wanted to share those updates because it does, it does affect my channel in a good way, I think. And I'm excited to keep bringing you more content. But thank you so much for sticking with me and choosing to watch my channel, taking time out of your day to hang out with me and just chat about makeup. It's truly my happy place, and I'm just so excited to keep bringing you even more content. So yeah, stick around, stay tuned, and I will talk to you again very soon in my next video. Bye.